Alright guys, I know I usually start the video off with something clever or something little rant to say. I don't even have anything to say, so we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So let's jump into the video. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So we have a first impression on two of the new quints from Mama Pat's holiday collection. But before I get carried away, let me go ahead and introduce myself. If you are new to this channel, welcome. And if you're oldie but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup. But please just call me Ash or Ashley, and eyeshadow is my jam. Now, there's no secret over here. I love me some Pat McGrath, even though all the pink is like, she's in a chokehold, okay? And I talk about all the pink, and then I still buy some of the pink. So, you know, I took a very deep dive into her Bijoux Brilliance collection. So, Bijoux. There we go. Bijoux Brilliance collection. And I'll definitely have that up in the cards or down below. And definitely check out my Pat McGrath playlist so you can see those videos. And it was basically a watch before you buy. I broke down the whole collection, how much everything costs for the most part, what I thought about it, what it felt like, and all of those good things. So I definitely said in the video that I was definitely most interested in the quints. So that's why I decided to pick up. And I was actually surprised that I think everything launched together instead of, I thought it might have been like the Mothership Megas with the face palettes and then maybe the quints and then maybe the mascaras, but she just put everything out together. So I actually decided to just get two of the quints. I was going to get three out of the four, but I was just like, I think I'm going to go with these two. And these are the two that I'm most interested in anyway. So I picked up Lunar Nightshade, which is the one I have on my eyes right here. And I have one look with each of the quints for you. So this is the Lunar Nightshade one, definitely with this minty green and teal kind of silver color story with that pop of plum. Very pretty. And then we also have Bordeaux Bliss. And Bordeaux Bliss is really pretty as well, even though we have more pink. But she's beautiful, okay? So as far as the cost point, I actually kind of got these looked up on some type of promotion code, 20% off. So I paid about $25 per palette on this. But the actual cost of this was like a bundle for... So the bundle actually cost $62, okay? So you actually got a chance to save about $10 by purchasing a bundle because each of the quints retail for $36. And by the said, I got like the 20% off Kohl's. So I got my palettes for about $25 a piece. So I was like, okay, you know what? That's not bad. I actually decided, I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to wait for a bigger discount. But since I got that, I was like, okay, I'll just go ahead and purchase it now. So when I look at the palettes, I'm like, okay, these look good, because initially when I first saw the collection, I was like, it just felt a little slightly cheesy. But I'm actually think that the quality of the packaging is actually quite nice and substantial. Now, I do not have the past quints from the last holiday collection. This is what the outer packaging looks like right here. Of course, we have all the details, the ingredients on the back of here. The palettes are good for 12 months once you open them, and that they're packaged out of New York. And so it actually has, like, you know, the whole mothership. If you look at it, this one is a little bit darker. So this is going to be the one for, I want to say this is the one for Lunar Nightshade. Yes, Lunar Nightshade. So if you can see that, that is actually a little bit deeper. And then if I have the one for Bordeaux Bliss, this is actually a little bit more purple base. So actually in person, it reads a lot better. I can't tell you full amount of the whole collection because I do not have, you know, the face palette version and that, how that particular looks. And I feel like that part probably felt the most cheesy to me out of the collection. But as far as the quints, I'm like, okay, you know what? They look good. I'm not mad at it at all. They definitely come with a little mirror, 5, and you have hard lacquer. They have hard lacquer. So, you know, I'm not mad at that at all, because I think even in, I have Star Wars right here. Definitely, I feel like the Star Wars were not as great as far as the packaging. They look better. Oh, okay, you do have like the lacquer in the Star Wars. but I know lately she has been kind of using cardboard, and that just kind of, you know, it brings it down just a little bit because we're so used to definitely having the lacquer when it comes to Pat McGrath products. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stop talking because pretty much the whole video, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Just to be honest, I was like trying to talk about the palettes and I'm like, words are not forming for me today. But I have a look for you with each one of the palettes, and you'll definitely see the palettes kind of reappear, and I'm definitely going to come back and let you know how I feel about these palettes a little bit later on. And like I said, I got to look for each one of them, and I'm very happy with the looks. Spoiler alert. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we know the drill. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelids using the Pat McGrath Intensifies Eye Primer. Now, I do have base makeup on. I ran out the house. I ran some errands, and I'm like, it's fresh. We don't even have to touch it up. It's not Pat McGrath products. They are the Rare Beauty products. So I do have like a little bit of mascara on, but you know, it'll be fine because I'll probably pop some lashes on with these looks anyway. So let's go ahead and get started. I think, see, I'm gonna let that kind of set down. You know, the primer does blend down to be translucent, which I'm really loving. Really loving this primer. I was like, the packaging feels heavy and substantial. I was like, is there a lot? I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. It's probably just a formula. It doesn't seem like it's a lot in here, but I guess it is. It doesn't seem as thick as some of the other primers that I'm used to when you just kind of go back and forth into the tube. But like I said, this has been working out very nicely. Colors, all types of shadows have been laying down great on it. So let's see, what palette do I want to take first? Okay, I think I'm going to leave this one for the second look. Yeah. And I'm going to do one look with this one. Do I want to, I think we're just going to do one complete eye look. I usually do here and here, or should I? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? I don't know. It's cute though. It's super pink. Like, super pink. Like, as much trash as I talk about Pat McGrath for having so many pink eyeshadows. Clown mode. But I like this one. I do. I don't know. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna shut up. All right, I am back, and here is the look, and it's really pretty. It's really glam, and it took like no time to create. So like I said, I talk much crap about Pat McGrath and the amount of pink that we have, but this is actually really pretty. Now, I was very surprised about, I don't even know why I'm surprised, because I could look at it and tell, but the matte definitely had a lot of shimmer in it. This is the matte, one of the only matte shades in the actual palette besides this one, but we knew that this shade was going to definitely have, the Ruby Noir was going to definitely have those micro pigments in it, which is actually, it stayed really nice. And the whole look is just like, it's shimmery, but it's not over shimmery, but you could definitely see some of the sheen on the crease. It did build up nice, but I wanted it to just like build up and be a little bit more smoky. But I mean, honestly, let's be for real. We can bring out Mothership 11 and probably get some of the same smoke or a couple other palettes that have released lately. But overall, I'm really pleased about this look. I think I could get quite a few looks out of this little palette. This little baby is cute. I mean, I don't necessarily have anything like this. Some of the other pink or based or quads or quints that have come out, I've kind of skipped on. But this shade is beautiful. I did go ahead and use Sumarian mixing medium that's like not out of the blue. This shade packed on really nicely. I think this and this together would be really beautiful, like a super smoky eye. But I mean, honestly, this is gorgeous, especially like for the fall season coming up. I did mention before that I had my makeup products on already, which was the Rare Beauty foundation and concealer. And then I have on my Mented Cosmetics bronzer. I'm really like, I gotta finish it. That's the goal before the end of the year, to finish this up. Now, for the lips, I did go ahead and bust out, you know, it's fall time when you start getting colors like this. This is the Juvia's Place Scorpio lip liner. This is like basically almost a direct dupe for the MAC Cosmetics. Remember, what was it? Nightshade or something like that. I don't even know if they make it anymore, but really great, fabulous plum deep dark liner. And then I paired it with a little bit of gloss. This is the Lust Gloss and Pale Fire Nectar by Pat McGrath Labs as well. So loving the look. Very glam up here, very athletic down here, but it's fine. It works. So this is the look, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do one with the more blue leaning palette, which is, let's see. So I don't know, when I looked at it on the swatches, I was a little concerned because it definitely like read more silver. Oh, but now that I look at it in person, I think it's giving more green and turquoise. So that makes me excited. So I'll be right back. So I'm back, and this is the final look that I have with the Lunar Nightshade palette. So I really enjoy this look. I think it's really beautiful as well. So I can't really tell you which look I like the best. I think both of these palettes kind of look really good together if you were to try to do like a mix and match on them. But I went ahead and I took the shade, let's see, I just went through the whole thing. So literally the shade names are from right to left instead of left to right. So we have the shade that is going to be called Noir Nebula right here. And no. Platinum Moonlight, Midnight Iris. Jesus Christ, I'm still confused. Okay, so we have Midnight Iris right here. Basically the one matte in the palette. So in this particular palette, unlike the Bordeaux Bliss palette, we do have an actual matte that is not going to be having the so we actually have a matte in here that doesn't have the actual shimmers in here. So I do really appreciate that. Now the matte is really pretty, but I do think like this is definitely a matte that we have seen before. We kind of knew that going into the palette. So I just kind of buffed it out lightly across the crease because I really wanted this look to be more so focused on these particular two shades. You know, we've been kind of asking, I've been really asking for different color stories, things like this instead of like more like this one with the Bordeaux Bliss. Now, this shade goes on really nice. It feels kind of creamy. It doesn't feel overtly creamy, but you don't have to worry about like all the fallout. You might have seen some of the fallout on my face when I was doing the makeup look, but that was really because I wiped off the Bordeaux Bliss. And I didn't really have fallout with this one either. So that Cherry Noir shade, Ruby Noir rather, is actually very pretty as well. And it actually stays in there, packs that punch with as far as the glitter particles. Now I went ahead and I just tapped a little bit of this shade. This is going to be the I want to say Neptune Orchid, and just tap that all over the lid because like I said, I wanted to just heavily focus on these particular shades because I've been, like I said, waiting for a color story like this. And then went ahead with the shade in the middle called Pale Amethyst to go ahead and pop that on the inner corner. And sorry, my phone started ringing and then like everything started ringing. So now one thing I did find that this shade was a little hard to pick up with the brush. I did go ahead and use my flat definer brush to go ahead and pick this up, and it did play nicely in the inner corner. I thought it was a little bit lighter wash of color. I'm just actually getting a chance to swatch the shade. The shade does feel creamy, so it's not like it's a bad shade or anything like that. And it does go on the, you know, the skin really nicely. So, but just packing it in a corner, I felt like I kind of had to put it on there a little bit harder versus using the shade over here in this particular palette, which would be, I guess, the Platinum Rose Water. So, and actually they feel kind of the same consistency, but this one actually feels a little bit creamier from the Bordeaux Bliss versus that shade. So, but they're not exactly the same formula. These are two different. This one definitely has more shimmer. This one's more satin. And then in this particular palette, we do have the shade down here, which is the Platinum Moonlight, which would actually probably be more similar in formula. Yes, it is, to the shade I was just talking about that I used in the previous look. So here we go there. So overall, I mean, these are really beautiful palettes. I mean, I don't have any problem with them. I got them with the 20% off. It was a code that was kind of floating around, I think from Sumarian, and who is Enamored Beauty here on the, she is on YouTube and she is on Instagram. But I feel like both of these palettes are really pretty. I know when I broke it down, I was like definitely looking forward to maybe getting the other, the little smokier quint as well, but I just felt like that wasn't necessary. The more I looked at it, after you kind of look at things, after the hype wears down, you're like, I don't need all of that. But these two, they're really pretty. I'm really happy with the looks. I got them for about $20 a piece, so you can't be mad at that. So, you know, it was like $59 and some change by the time you added on like the taxes and everything like that. So, would I pick these up? I would pick these up. Especially if you don't have any Pat McGrath, if you just kind of want to look and fill in some spots in your collection. If you're a super collector, like maybe it'll be worth it, maybe it won't be worth it, but I feel like these little babies I definitely would put to use. Real quick before I wrap up, I did bring out Mothership 11. So that is the newest release. It's actually only been out since around August or so, but as you can see, we kind of have some of the same type of shade. I can't talk. What is wrong with me today? Okay, so we have some of the same shade type of concepts right here as we do in Bordeaux Bliss, especially when you look at the basically the special shades per se. So if you're going to compare this particular shade, so obviously really great kind of companion palettes to have together. But definitely the formulas are definitely different. Definitely the Ruby Noir is definitely more of a satin matte. It has some cream finish to it. So, ooh, that looks really pretty when you put it like that. So it's able to just kind of adhere to the skin. There we go. And then, of course, if you were to compare...
Glaminatrix here. Ashleigh is not good pro, and Dr. Ashleigh like
Thank you, Bluetooth speaker. Thank you. So, if you were going to compare this one right here, I'm definitely about to run out. Let's have here, and of course, I've just nicked my palette, of course. And this is the one from the Bordeaux Bliss. So definitely two different colors right there. So this is the Cosmic Garnet, okay, versus this is, let's see, Lord Jesus, you definitely can't remember, Blitz Crimson Ecstasy. So definitely two different colors. I'm like, where am I going to put, I'll put them here. So definitely deeper plum, more of a rosier plum. Both pretty colors, but you know. So if you were wondering there. And then even if we were to compare it to this particular shade right here, which happens to be Astral Amethyst Allure. And Astral Amethyst Allure is just definitely a drier formula, not as opulent, but there you can kind of see. And I guess we should take the shade in the middle. So we have like Naked Sunset. I did not use this shade, but it's very creamy, very pretty. It kind of reminds me of Eleganza from Mothership 5. Ooh. Without the hard pan. You know, one of those shades is like has the hard pan. So here we go. So here's some comparable swatches. So definitely they can be great companion palettes, you know, or you could just kind of opt over one versus the other, because you might not need, if you have Mothership 11, like, you know, Bordeaux Bliss, it's like, it's beautiful. I really think that my look came out really great, but I'm like, do you need it in the grand scheme of things? But then you do have this shade. Oh my gosh. I was like, the phone was ringing. I don't even know where I left off. So it's something to think about if you feel like this is making a, you know, worth making a purchase. But I definitely feel like you should pick this up on some type of discount, some type of sale. The Sephora VIB is coming, you know, so that would be a great time to kind of snag this, get some, you know, percentage off of it. I mean, even though they're not expensive, I wouldn't buy them at full price, but they are really pretty. And I definitely enjoyed the looks that I made with them. The formula, it feels the same, but then it feels a little different. So I'll definitely come back and let you know like how I feel about it, and you know, the longevity and everything like this, because this is definitely just a first impression. So let me know, do you plan on picking these up? Give this video a big thumbs up, hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video, which will be soon, and subscribe to my channel, because you know I would love to have you here in my little makeup family. With that being said, you already know what time it is. It's time for the chair dance, chair dance. Hey, 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 chair dance. Chair dance. Hey, chair dance. All right, y'all. Bye.